community members and area businesses once again went above and beyond as United Way of Western Nebraska officials announced the 2021-2022 fundraising campaign, shattering their goal of $320,000. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, this year's United Way of Western Nebraska fundraising campaign raised $377,640, which included $134,000 through Pace Setter business partners, plus an additional $61,000 anonymous donation that was a big part of making the campaign a success. Outgoing Executive Director Steph Black said it was another year with uncertainty in which individuals and businesses really stepped up.
Those that could stepped up. They continue to give and pay it forward to those less fortunate, both monetary support and volunteering. Many went above and beyond their normal contributions. We're fortunate to live in such a giving and supportive community that believes in helping others, and that truly was the key to our success this year. Is our community is just so supportive all the time.
Outgoing board president Todd Lewis echoed Black's sentiment.
I think that we need to realize that with the inflation happening, that we do have a gap that we have to fill, and the more that people can give to help that out, the better it's going to be. And so this year's going to be a tough campaign. We know that, right? Because costs are going to be tight, and people are going to try to pinch pennies where they can. So, don't forget about these agencies like the United Way that support multiple agencies throughout Panhandle, Nebraska.
This June, the full in-person Color Dash will return, along with the next duck draw in September and the Discover United Way Disc Golf Tournament in Box Butte County in August. As Lewis steps out of his position, Jason Rogers from the city of Gering will assume the board president role for the next year. A new goal for the next campaign will be announced in the coming months. Well, 2 Banner County elected officials and a county employee are facing misdemeanor charges for an alleged public sexual encounter and alcohol consumption prosecutors contend took place last year on Banner County property. 58-year-old Treasurer Monty Stoddard of Harrisburg, 47-year-old Assessor Bernice Huffman of rural Potter, and 32-year-old Kaylee Reese of Harrisburg have each been charged with misdemeanors of public indecency and consumption of alcohol on public property. Court documents show that on December 28th, sexual acts were performed in a public place where conduct could reasonably be expected to be viewed by members of the public, and alcohol was consumed at the time, allegedly at the Banner County Courthouse. All 3 made initial appearances in court last week, entering not guilty pleas, and have asked for a jury trial. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then, your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
One of my big responsibilities is making Runs a Rand. I put all of my love into making Rand because it is the best by far. What are you doing if you don't get Rand?
Welcome back. A shattered man has been sentenced to 13 years in prison after being convicted of possession of child pornography. 61-year-old Brian Morse learned his fate on Friday in U.S. District Court after being sentenced by U.S. District Judge John Gerard. Morse, who had previous convictions of sexual assault on a child in the 80s and enticement of a child in 2001, will not be eligible for parole until he is 74 and then will have a 20-year term of supervised release. The investigation began after Homeland Security received a tip that Morse's Kik and Skype accounts were involved with sharing child pornography, and he was arrested after a warrant was executed in late 2019. Well, an officer with a good set of ears helped stop a theft in progress and arrest the culprit. Eric Navas Suarez of Scottsbluff was arrested last Tuesday on charges of theft by unlawful taking and possession of burglar tools. Court records say a Scottsbluff officer heard tires squealing near the intersection of 27th Street and Avenue I and found a vehicle towing a trailer that had chains on the wheels. Navas Suarez says he got the trailer from a friend, but the plates came back to a local business owner who said the trailer should have been at the storage unit complex that he owns. Navas Suarez was arraigned on the charges last week and is scheduled to be back in court on March 16th for his pre-trial hearing. And after more than a year of work in the background, the owners of the former Shopco building in Kimball have opened the doors of their new Ace Hardware. According to the company's social media page, the new retailer in town was up and running today after months of working tirelessly for months. The store is owned by a Colorado Springs couple and will feature not only hardware, but will also have other retail offerings such as sporting goods. Store hours will be Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 11 to 5. Well, we will have more news coming up right after this.
It doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Okay. You're gonna go together?
That's what we means.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone. Stay on the sidewalk. Watch for cars. Don't talk to strangers.
Another virus was blocked? What are you doing?
Are you listening to me? All right? Because when it comes to safety, nobody knows safety better than me. Be careful out there.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's gonna tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are forwards to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am?
Because that's a long time, 11 years, to remember stuff.
All right, well, we're gonna go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic.
It's been said many times that life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Have you been making plans to invest in new windows? Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows. It's that simple. And right now, Renewal by Andersen has an incredible financing offer. No money down, no interest, no payments for 1 full year. No payments for a year. Book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com. And remember, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
This is John. He's not an actor or a director, can you tell? He calls himself a steward of the land. And by the looks of the way he nurtures his little corner of the earth, it's safe to say he's the real deal. John runs with us on a John Deere 3 Series tractor because you can never underestimate the value of a little tractor time. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
The Evergreen Credit Card by FNBO. Earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Every day. Everywhere. Never worry about expiring points or category restrictions. Plus, there's no annual fee. Only From the great big small bank, a bank ever ready for you to earn more, wherever life leads. Evergreen by FNBO.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
KDB Sports here on a Monday, day one of the state basketball tournament, boys and girls. 1 week event. Chris Cottrell, pleased to be joined now by NEB Prep Zone Mike Sauter. Mike, great seeing you here this week.
I feel like I always see you this week. It's the Scottsbluff pilgrimage to the state.
Always a trek east. I think 11 of the last 14 years, 9 of the last 11. Here with the Bridgeport girls as well. And
it's like 16 since 2000, since the year 2000 or something.
Yeah, so it's sort of an annual event basically at this
Actually,
point.
I have the number. Hold on.
All right.
Real quick. Keep
now,
talking.
The first thing I asked you when I saw you this morning, are you ready for the longest week of your life?
12 since 2007.
12 since 2007. So,
okay, go ahead.
Longest week of your life. You ready for this?
It's pretty long. You know, I mean, last year, though, kind of warmed us up for it. 5 days for girls and 5 days for boys, so 10 and 12. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Just kind of go with the flow. If there's games being played, I'll be here.
Yeah, you'll be posted up all day here at the PBA. I figured a great start to the day. First two Class B games. Scott, 1 seed taking on Blair. About a 6-point game midway through the third quarter, and then just like that, Scott turned it on, and it was lights out.
We comment the game, they just can flip that switch, and if they spurt you, it's over, and that's exactly what happened. So, Scott's really good. Really, really good. They're clearly, obviously, the favorite, I think, to win the whole thing at this point. Everyone thinks Scott Roncalli's it, but we'll see. I mean, it's a good game.
They're very big, but they got a couple of guys on the perimeter. Ninifu had a couple dunks. Very, very impressive squad.
Yeah, I mean, and they kind of can come in waves a little bit defensively. They're long. J.J. Fair didn't get going tonight, but he can shoot the three really, really well.
Then moving on to game 2, you had Platteview and Bennington. We saw Bennington at our place, won by I think 15 right after Christmas. You called that one a toss-up, and it looked like Bennington was about to run away with it as halftime hit, and then Milliken really turned it on in the second half.
As bad as he was in the first half, he was better in the second half. Finished with 35, and he was pretty remarkable in the second half. He was really, really good. A couple step-back threes and stuff that just. Once he needed to see the ball go through the hoop, and once he did, it worked.
So the second two Class B games will move over to Devaney tonight. Before we get to the Scottsbluff matchup with Beatrice, let's start with Waverly and Roncalli, two schools, Scottsbluff schools that in general have some history with here recently. We played 3 straight years against Waverly. Of course, the football-basketball dynamic with Roncalli. You've touched on it. Roncalli really, really good.
They're good. They're really good. I think Jake Orr is really, really athletic. Quincy Evans is another guy that's pretty athletic and has had a really nice year for them. It's going to be a pace thing. Can Waverly slow it down enough? I just don't know if they can. If they can, they can win. Roncalli is really good. I think they're kind of on this mission. I just think Roncalli's gonna win that one for sure.
Waverly zone gave our guys a lot of troubles. You were there that night, and we didn't play very good basketball.
That was
Waverly
a pretty clunky game.
Yeah, it was. So you like Roncalli, you like their roster in that Waverly matchup. Now we get, how many people is Beatrice going to have at Devaney tonight for our game?
It's going to be a road game for you guys.
So talk about their style, their system, what they like to do.
Try to just flex. I mean, they value possessions. So they take their time, right? Is what that means. Offensively, I mean, if it's in the 40s, good luck. You're probably not going to beat them.
They haven't scored 60 all year, and they haven't allowed opponents to get into the 60.
No, yeah, they like to, like I said, value possessions. You'll have about minute-long possessions, and that's normal for them. Jurgens is really, really good. Tucker Timmerman is a nice player too, nice athlete. He's good. He's committed to play baseball in Nebraska. Elliot Jurgens, if he gets like to the elbow, middle of the court, a 15-foot kind of jumper, it's going up, and it normally is going in. So controlling that, I think, is important.
And we saw Beatrice in round one in the postseason for football. They're the defending state champs in basketball, so you expect it to be a real tough matchup.
Yeah, it'll be physical and it'll be a grind. Gonna have to play it, kind of battle a little bit. It's gonna be. I compare it a little bit to Waverly game. Like you're gonna have to. That experience should only help. Just because it's gonna be a grind, like a really grind.
And playing Seward in a district finals got to help them too.
Right.
As far as the style.
Yeah, it's similar style, flex offense stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is your seat for the week, and it says it doesn't even say reserve for Mike Sauter. It says reserve for Mike.
Yeah. Well. Been here a while.
Mike Sauter with NEB Preps. Hey, always good to catch up in the Air State basketball.
Yeah,
appreciate all you do, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
The Evergreen Credit Card by FNBO. Earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Every day. Everywhere. Never worry about expiring points or category restrictions. Plus, there's no annual fee. Only from the Great Big Small Bank. A bank ever ready for you to earn more, wherever life leads. Evergreen by FNBO.
When you call Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today and remember United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, 1 week ago, after dozens of Panhandle Polar Plungers braved the icy waters of the North Platte River, the final fundraising totals are official. Polar Plunge co-chair Mark Overman says he and the committee are very pleased to announce that this year's event has raised almost $22,000 for Nebraska Special Olympics. On February 26th, 10 teams totaling 87 people raised money and jumped into the North Platte River for a great cause. In addition, Overman says this year the event received a record donation from a single donor, as Team Auto Center in Scottsbluff donated $5,000 to this year's event. The 2022 Panhandle Polar Plunge was the 11th annual, and Overman hopes that next year's event is larger and raises even more funds. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.